In some traditions, it is said that the body is the home of the soul. At the same time, it is a willing sacrifice and unwilling sacrifice. It's almost like the soul does it out of necessity, because otherwise the body just couldn't exist. It is the soul that allows it to move about. So they would say the body could be a prison of the soul, but the soul is a willing prisoner. Metaphorically, they would also say the body was like a mountain with lots of caves. Cave being symbolic of home. Today we still use that expression, going back to my cave. Man cave, home, crib. So the body could be also said to be a mountain full of caves in which the soul resided. I'm going to read a little bit. I found this passage very interesting. Bhutani, a word that also means a gnome or a dwarf. Bhutani, in some traditions, meant inhabitants of these caves. They would live in these caves, they would work in these caves, extracting minerals, and eventually made their home. These gnomes, these dwarfs, were powers of the soul, powers that emanated from the soul. Kind of reminds me of the Lord of the Rings when Gandalf is exploring the mines of Moria. The powers of the soul at work in the mind mountain are the types of the dwarf miners who protect the Snow White Psyche when she has bitten into the fruit of good and evil and fallen into her death-like sleep, in which she remains until the divine Eros awakens her and the fruit falls from her lips. The divine Eros is the agent that drives, for instance, men to chase women. Yes, it is a power of the soul that seeks a partner, right? To renew itself, to reborn, to, I wouldn't say reincarnate because a lot of people go crazy with that word. I would say rejuvenate. Okay. Whoever was understood the scriptural mythos will recognize its paraphrases in the universal fairy tales that were not created by, but have been inherited and faithfully transmitted by the folk whom they were originally communicated. It is one of the prime errors of historical and rational analysis to suppose that the truth and original form of a legend can be separated from its miraculous element. It is in the marvels themselves that the truth inheres. Plato said, so that the lover of myths, which are compact of wonders, is by the same token a lover of wisdom. Aristotle added, myth embodies the nearest approach to absolute truth that can be stated in words.